Happy Saturday afternoon, everybody. Thanks for being here and hanging out and choosing to spend your Saturday with us. Kurt is not feeling good. He's working this weekend. Angel is busy. And I've got my best friend, Craig Bashcoder, hanging out.
How's it going, Nikki?
Great. Great having you here. It made my day when I walked in and saw you on the StreamYard.
Yeah, no worries. I heard you were lightheaded, so I thought I'd come in and help.
I know. And Kurt, I was not knowing if you were going to come, be able to make it, because you have a busy Saturday too. And then Kurt goes, I don't feel good, Nikki. I'm going to lay down. And I was like, I can do this. I can do it by myself. I'm a big kid.
You can.
But this is so much better than doing the intro all alone now I've got Craig and Craig.
Oh, that's right. The rat's named Craig now. I forgot about
Kurt's
that.
fault. Kurt named it Craig. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, it's kind of trying to be nice here in Washington. Amazingly enough, we don't have a rainy day yet. It's been raining really hard the last few days. Our guest today also lives in the Pacific Northwest, so he's no stranger to the rain and wind and all the things that come with living in the Pacific Northwest. He might not be too far from where you used to be, Craig.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up probably 30 miles from there, or
yeah,
40 miles from there.
It's a small world, isn't it?
Yeah, yep, it really is.
World. I have to give a shout out before we get started to Husbandry Pro. If you don't use Husbandry Pro yet, use our code Rainbow60 to try 60 free days. And if you need any help, feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to help. And if you have sheds that need testing, well, what are you waiting for? You got to contact shedtesting.com. Get a hold of Charlie, which you can also do through Husbandry Pro. So do it all. One-stop shop.
Excellent.
Should we give some shout outs to the chat? Lace was in the chat early. She has to catch the replay though, but she was in here, dropped in to say hello. We've got James from JNS Exotics. There's me. We don't need to see that. We've got Keys.
Hey, what's up?
Busy Saturday, which will just continue with Sophisticated Ignorance tonight. We've got Brian. Hey, Brian.
What's up, Brian?
We've got Jamie.
Hey,
from
Jamie.
the Morph Forge family. We've got Ro. Thanks for being here. And this wonderful lady.
The lovely and talented Sophia.
The AV lady. All right. We won't use Kurt's favorite phrase, but we will say we're going to bring out our guest, James from All City Serpents. How you doing, James?
Not too bad. What's up, everyone?
Not a lot. Which is a lot. And is a lot of fun. James has gotten to see this crazy Craig rat in real life at the expos.
Yep. That's your retired expo banner, right?
It's the retired expo banner. Soon to be purchasing a new expo banner, which we'll just have to wait to reveal.
Is it going to be here by the Hillsborough show?
We're not going to the Hillsborough show. We're going to be back in July. We're taking a break. We don't have anything to sell. So what we really need is a lot of snakes to lay eggs. So everybody cross all the things that you can cross. Your eyes, your toes, your fingers, whatever it is. Put that out there. James,
it'll be great.
For those people that don't know you, which I think is everybody probably that's here, but maybe somebody will cruise through to watch this and they'll be like, who's this guy? Where are you from? What do you do?
From Salem, Oregon. Keep ball pythons, install automotive hoists for a living, and help the wife at the bakery.
Do you get to be the official taste tester?
Oh, yes. Yeah, lead taste tester, quality control.
That's a job somebody's got to do. So what a shame it has to be you, James.
I know, unfortunately.
Do you also get all of the things that don't quite make it?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah, and then, what doesn't sell at the end of the day comes home, and yeah, and then we take them to shows, and,
Oh my gosh, those cupcakes. Kurt and I still talk about those cupcakes. Craig, Kurt and I are going to have to buy some of their baked goods from All City Sweets and send them your way.
Yes.
Get a special care package.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh. Because she makes cookies and cupcakes. I saw some of the birthday cake she makes. Oh my goodness.
That's great.
Yeah, keeps her busy.
Yeah, but she's doing an amazing job. Now you get to stay busy with all the animals.
Oh, yes.
How many ball pythons do you have?
I have 31 ball pythons, 5 colubrids, and a couple geckos and a monitor.
Sweet.
So,
hey, are you breeding geckos too? And king snakes?
No geckos as of now.
Okay.
I have a pair of MBKs I want to breed eventually.
Oh, sweet.
And then the ball pythons.
You're doing all the fun things. And then your wife has started picking up snakes at the expos now, which has been exciting to see.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, usually if I find one or two and I'm trying to decide if I don't hurry up, she finds one she wants and we go home with an extra one.
Was one of my favorite things at the last expo when you stopped by before you guys left and you walk by and she's holding the deli cups and she's like, and these ones are mine. So excited. Loved it.
Yeah.
And look who's here. It's your other half. Your sweeter half.
There we go.
There you go.
That's great. How long have you been doing this?
I got my first king snake in 2021, and my daughter-in-law got me my first ball python at the end of 2023, and kind of started researching on what I had or what it was, and it was a caramel albino.
Oh, wow.
Kind of tried to look it up to see what I could find, and found the super gravel, and it's like, wow, I want that one. So
that's a good one.
That was it. And actually the wife, she's the one that told me about Morph Market. So.
Oh my goodness. Is this your amazing sister that I've met?
Oh yeah.
Trina? Yeah. Now it's a family affair, Craig, because now just about everybody has a ball python, right? it's turning into a thing. I like it.
2 of my boys have snakes. The other 2 could care less, but I'm working on them.
You might get them eventually. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And they do say they're like potato chips. You really do start with one, and then all of a sudden you turn around and you're like, where'd those 10 come from? I don't know how they showed up here.
Yeah, they accumulate quick.
Nobody knows how did they get here? I do not know.
So you've had your first clutches?
No, I had a Partho clutch. I got a snake from a friend. He said it was a male and had it in an enclosure, and walked by one day and it was sitting on some eggs. And
that's a heck of a surprise.
Wow.
Hatched them out. Unfortunately, none of them survived. There's kinks and deformities, and it was kind of a horrible, way to start. But I feel I learned a lot, and can't wait for my next ones.
Yeah, man. Yeah, not only was it not a male, it had no use for a male.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, hold my drink. I've got this on my own. I don't need anybody else.
Yeah.
What
project for the wife? And it's like, is this me, or is it actually a clutch of eggs?
Am I really seeing this?
That's crazy.
Am I dreaming? What are your projects you're working, or your favorite things, maybe too?
My favorite things, I'm working on True Ghost Clown. Eventually I want to get, I ended up getting a pair of gravels, just single gene gravels, that I'm going to hopefully get some super gravels, and I want to put in with the True Ghost. And then I got quite a few snakes when I first started. Got a lot of 10 of them, and there's like an Orange Dream, and there's just a bunch of single gene animals. I knew nothing about it, so it's like, okay, well, let's start from here. And the morning they were supposed to ship, they got a hold of me and said someone went in there in the weekend and sold off 3 of the animals I was supposed to get, which were all 3 normals. And they're like, well, we can replace them with this. And they had 1.1 gravel and then a mystic. So I was like,
Okay.
well, we'll throw those ones in there. And, I figured it was a sign.
You kind of got an upgrade.
Yeah.
without even asking for it. That is a sign, I'd say, for sure.
What
And you
drew
just
you to
sorry,
ball
Greg.
pythons that after you started with colubrids, right?
Yes.
And then what drew you to ball pythons?
At first I really wasn't into them. And my daughter-in-law hits me up and she's like, hey, I got someone that's getting rid of a snake. And, if I buy it, can we keep it at your place? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. And yeah, it kind of snowballed from there.
That's cool.
See, it does just start with one, and then it does snowball very quickly. Did you just pick up a snake from Travis at South Sound?
Yes, I did.
I'm stalking your Instagram now.
Yeah, I got trick Enchi yellow belly / gravel. So yeah, that was just last weekend. So the wife kind of got me that.
There it is.
I got that. Oh, there we go.
It's great.
And then also got kind of got into the Rainbow Project.
Oh.
Ooh. Is that from Travis too, or no?
No, that was from Cue Ball Morphs.
Okay. Look at purchasing from all the locals. James.
That's great.
It's great.
Well, there's a bunch of good breeders that are all tight together up there in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
It's true. There are some that I didn't even know about. Like today there was a one-day show in Medford. I can't remember who it's run by. Now it's out of my brain, but they do the one-day shows around here. And I saw a breeder on Instagram posting that they were there, and I never knew they were in the Pacific Northwest. So there's another Oregon person, because we have people that go to the one-day shows. James knows this out here. And then we'll have separate people that'll go to the 2-day shows. So you may never see the other people at any other expo, which is crazy. It's just how it works.
Do you have any mentors, and who do you talk to get advice?
Not really many mentors around here there's a couple cats that I've talked to, but for the most part, just joining the Patreons. Kind of joined one when I first got into it, and it was a really good Patreon. It just wasn't giving me the information I was looking for. And met Randall from Lindworm Exotics at one of the shows, and he's like, hey, have you ever heard of the Whiz-Tang crew? And it's like, huh? What? And I've seen how excited he was to talk about it, and it's like, okay, well, I'll go check it out and join the Patreon. And ever since then, everyone in there I've talked to, and it's helped me out quite a bit. And talking to Dylan, I've talked to him quite often, and so
Dylan from D's Balls Exotics.
Yeah.
Did you buy a snake from Dylan at the last expo in January? Did I imagine that? Maybe not.
No, yeah, I've gotten a couple from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the ones I want from him, but yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Dylan's got some crazy stuff. Speaking of which, see the crazy kids right there?
There you go.
There they are. There's James and his lovely wife, Brandy, and the rest of us. Angel, who's here in spirit as he's on kid duty. Dylan, who's probably working right now, but there you are.
You said duty.
Duty. I did say duty. See, you're just like me. Somebody says poop and I can't stop laughing. Jeez. What are we going to do with us, James? What are we going to do?
I don't know.
Lace goes, who's Whiskey Bomb?
Says no one ever.
He said,
Lace. Oh, teacher brain. Yes, Jamie. Teacher brain. Poop. Duty. All the things. What can we say?
So
What?
go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, Craig.
What are your goals for the next couple of years? Where do you want to start making more clutches? Do you have a goal for how many clutches you want to make? Are you just sort of feeling through year by year?
I was kind of seeing how it goes. I do want to not as many clutches as a lot of people having, but I do
Hmm.
want quite a few clutches. I want to start vending shows and uh, kind of doing my own thing and getting in there, and yeah.
It's great. The that installing automobile hoist, that's a massive job, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been doing it for about 19 years now, and uh, yeah, keep me busy. There's not many people in the Pacific Northwest that do it, so that's
That's
kind of job security.
yeah.
That's good job security. Does that give you long hours or just a regular day?
Regular day, out of town every once in a while. We do all over Oregon and Washington. Um, so yeah, there's every once in a while we'll be out of town. No longer than a week usually. But
You're busy. And then when you're gone, Brandy's holding down the fort,
yep,
taking care of all
yep,
the snakes and rats.
yep. The snakes and rodents. She doesn't like going out to the rodents that often, but she will if she has to, and she's a trooper.
I know another lady like that named Sophia. She will do it
Yep,
for
she
Craig.
will. She will, but
And
only
I
if
bet
I'm out of town.
I was gonna say, and I bet like James, Craig and James have this in common where they would rather do it so their wives don't have to.
Yes.
'Cause you're both gentlemen. I, on the other hand, am the one that is dragging Kurt out there with me. Roles are reversed, people. Oh no, James is frozen. Am I frozen?
Nope.
It's like the worst nightmare where I think that I'm frozen. He'll unfreeze in a minute. I hear
He might have to reconnect.
people always freeze, and like, why nobody ever freezes when they're just like smiling. There's James. He's back. You froze,
There.
James. And it's not even winter. You're
Yeah,
frozen.
usually it's never like
No, it's never a good moment. It's usually when you have like one eye closed and one eye open.
something like that.
I know. Why is that? He's going to restart. There we go. Yeah, internet's been weird. I think ours is doing better now that we've switched to this new setup.
Yours is
Kurt's
doing
computer.
great. Yeah,
Kurt's computer's running things so much better than my computer ran things.
it matters.
It does. He'll come back. When he does come back, I want to know about. There he is. He's back already. I won't ask the question then. He's almost back. He's still just a white box. There he is. You're back. If this happens, don't stress out when this happens.
It's just
Don't.
it's that
Yeah.
StreamYard life.
You're here. It's just part of it. So don't panic. Don't be like at the expo when the power went out. Were you there when that happened? No.
Oh yes.
Yeah. See, don't be like that lady walking around on the megaphone going, "Nobody panic. The lights are out."
Everyone's gonna die.
I'm like, well, now that she said don't panic, I'm clearly going to panic.
So we good
James,
now?
will you tell us about your logo? Did you guys make your logo?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Played around with graffiti when I was younger and kind of I was looking online for different ideas, and the stuff I was finding just wasn't working for me, or I seen it in so many other logos. So I actually got the snake on there is the first snake I got from Dylan. That's the first one I got that I was like, okay, I like that. I like the way it looks, and I ended up using that as the S in the logo and found a font I liked, and
That just comes
There.
full circle because you and Dylan have that graffiti style in common. So how fitting that you got the snake from Dylan and then there came your logo.
Now I'm searching for it because I want to see it.
Oh, here, I'll put it up on the screen. Oh, it's going to be kind of small because it's in our thumbnail, but I've got it in a lot of pictures of Kurt and I. But see it right here?
Oh yeah.
Make it big. See it.
Yeah, definitely call out to graffiti.
Right? Is that cool?
Yeah, cool.
It's pretty awesome. And I like the colors that you chose too. How did you settle on those colors?
I was kind of looking different color combinations, and it was the crushed soda on the box. I was telling the wife, I was like, "Hey, I like the combination of the oranges and the green," and she's like, "Well, there you go." It's like, okay. So,
Yes, tell us what All City is.
All City graffiti term from back in the day. You know, you had your neighborhood, and you'd go other neighborhoods, and there'd be times where you'd go all city, all around the city, putting your name everywhere, and the wife was trying to pick up a name for her company, and it's, well, you know, we were going through different ones, and it's like, well, people are calling you from All City, you know, so just All City Sweets, and kind of drug that over to mine. And
Oh, I like that. Okay, I'm going to show it again now that I made it bigger because if you didn't catch the S that he was talking about, do you see the S now?
Yeah, great.
See, I was just so enamored by the colors. This is why Craig and I, our brains work very differently. He saw the S right away. My brain saw the colors. It's beautiful. I love it. And you've got your awesome shirt on that you guys made as well.
yeah.
See?
Sweet.
I know.
So how does it feel being in Oregon and having, you know, an orange, color orange in your logo? That seems like a beaver guy, but then the color green.
Ooh, yeah.
Green is a U of O guy.
Hey, if you notice, there's more green in there than there is orange. So.
True. Okay.
See what he did there? I see what he did there.
No,
okay,
just
and just
combination, and went with it.
I love it. They work great together, those colors.
Just because you can't have James without having Brandy. Are you ready for this, Craig? Are you ready for this? Look at this.
Oh.
These are her delicious, delectable things that you can get.
We've got a bakery nearby that I call the cake dispensary.
Look at this.
It's amazing.
These cupcakes? Those are like the cupcakes that we got to eat. And
amazing.
Believe me when I say that when James and Brandy handed them to us, I was like, oh, those are huge cupcakes. That's going to take us like a week to eat. By the end of day one, 24 hours later, all 6 cupcakes were devoured. Breakfast,
awesome.
Lunch, and dinner. It was great. Yes. And you can order and ship them, right? Like people could write in an order and you can ship the cookies, but not the cupcakes, I imagine.
The decorated sugar cookies, she does ship them. But the cupcakes, I'm trying to work on that. We got to come up with some packaging, but there's some of the flavors that have whipped frosting that, you know, can't be out for that long. So
you also don't want to end up with
separate, frozen, and then, you know, whoever bought them would have to put them together type deal.
Which could also be kind of a fun adventure, right? Build your own cupcake.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing, Josh? Good to see you.
The Hello Fresh of cupcakes and sweets.
I like it. The Hello Fresh of cupcakes. Just to add another notch in your belt. That's what you have to do because they're so delicious. Oh. Do you have any of your snakes close by there, James?
Yeah.
That you want to show? You want to show us some of your snakes? It's not show me your rack, but you can show us some of your snakes anyway.
All right, I'll start with one of the wife's.
Okay. Congrats, Jeremy. Do you see what Jeremy says there? First clutch of the season has just been put in the incubator.
Awesome.
I hope that
Congrats.
you really wore party hats and threw confetti like your emojis there, because I would. I tell you what, when those first eggs are laid, the whole
Right.
world's going to know this year.
All right, Brandy, he's going to be handling one of your snakes now.
He's coming on here with one. Oh,
Wow.
that's beautiful.
Yes, pastel Woma calico, possible het pied.
Sweet. That's dramatic. That
Yeah, it
calico
is.
so strong. That's cool.
Yeah,
Bryn,
she
my
picks
boy.
hers all on what they look like. She doesn't. She could care less about the genetics.
Right.
His name is Marshmallow, Brandy says.
Yeah.
It's important to know.
Let's put this one away real quick.
Gosh, I wish I could remember who else said that their wife, oh no, I don't want just me. No, we don't need that. That their wife picks it just, their wife also picks the snakes just on what they look like, and they do very well selling at expos. I wish it was on one of Keys and Wiz's shows a long time ago. But I believe that.
Good looking snakes sell.
They do.
And this is the first one I got from Dylan. This is the one that's on the logo. It's a pastel lesser leopard Milano het clown.
Nice.
Yeah, she's
Nice.
this is one that
What is
I
Milano?
really like this one. So
What is Milano? I don't know that, Gene.
he says it's an enhancer.
Okay.
Really haven't really looked into it much.
Yeah.
But like never heard of it, and I like the snake, and it's like, okay, well, I'll get that one right there.
Cool.
So.
Like Brandy said, she has good taste.
Yep.
I know nothing of Milano besides the cookies that you buy at the grocery store. Right? Aren't those the little cookies that come in a bag?
Oh, Milano, like as in Milan, Italy. Yeah.
Yeah. But James doesn't need to buy those cookies because Brandy makes the really good ones.
Yep.
I, on the other hand, am no baker. So everything that is sweet comes from a store for me.
I can make sourdough.
Well, that's amazing.
I hear that's hard to do.
It can be.
What a cute
This
little
is,
face.
New pickup from this last weekend. It's was it butter hurricane hypo het rainbow.
Sweet. That's cool. Can I see
That is
the
really
tail?
cool. The tail.
Yeah, it's great. Love Hurricane. I've been getting into hurricanes lately.
I'm glad not real ones.
Nope. You have to say it like Levance does. Hurricane.
Oh, that makes it better when you say it like that.
Mm-hmm. Hurricane.
I don't know anything about rainbow besides these ones back here. That's all I got. What does rainbow do?
Well, it's an albino, and people just like the colors it throws,
Okay.
And like different kinds of albinos, you can kind of see different colors in them, like lavender albino and stuff like that. And so, yeah, rainbow is yeah, and it's got a very loyal following. The people who do keep it really love it.
And one more. This is the pastel Enchi double het hypo rainbow that I picked up as well.
Sweet.
And both of those are from Cue Ball?
Yeah.
Nice.
And are they both female? Or are they?
No,
Is it,
one's a male. This one's a female.
got it.
So
Sweet.
That's awesome. I love that you have different stuff that I haven't heard of, like Milano. I feel like I've heard Dylan talk about Milano, but then my brain just automatically goes to the cookies, which is ridiculous. And then rainbow. I like that. And I like that, Craig, you taught me about rainbow. Thank you.
You know, the really interesting snake you have is a caramel albino. Can we see that one?
yeah, let me go grab her real quick.
Now that caramel is really tough to breed. They're very they don't tend to survive well. They don't tend to do well. It's a very problematic gene, but by many accounts, people think it's the most beautiful albino there is. But they're just extremely difficult to breed because they end up kinked, failure to thrive.
And that was his first snake.
Yep.
It's amazing.
And if you test it, I bet it's probably het ultramel too, because they're very a lot of the caramels are mixed in with ultramel. What's up, Wiz?
Yeah, she's wound up tight.
Let me solo. Can I make that bigger?
Oh yeah, sorry, Craig. This is me. Distracted.
Yeah, see, that's beautiful. That's just a beautiful snake.
Yeah, she's the one that gets to come out during Halloween and go for walks and all that fun stuff.
She is beautiful. And Brandy said you will never breed her.
No, I prefer not to.
She just gets to live the good life.
Yeah, I don't like the fertility issues, and I prefer not to make anything that I wouldn't want to keep,
You see what Lindsay said? Craig is being very polite. But then I like this next comment. So she said, that being said, I've heard great things about rainbow, but I've yet to see the big difference. But I have a feeling James will create the rainbow that will change her mind.
There you go.
Here you go, James. So. It's on you now, James. You've got this. You can do it.
With a lot of genes, it really depends on finding the right combo, How's it going, Damien?
Hey, Damien. Yeah, it is. Well, and then you never know until you put different things together what's going to happen.
And I don't think we have seen enough rainbow combos to really know what it's capable of. Yeah.
They're hard to find. Very hard to find.
Yep.
They are. The only thing I remember about rainbow is about a year in, I was like, well, we're all rainbow. We should probably have a rainbow. And then I went looking on Morph Market, and you're not kidding. They are hard to find. There were hardly any.
Let's say there's only 12 of them on there right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that. So good job. Good to know that Wayne's got it down there at Cue Ball. That man's got a little bit of everything hiding.
Oh, yes.
Down there.
So do you have any morphs that you are looking to invest in the future?
Good question, Craig.
Yes, there are some. I said I want to get a hold of some of that Chernobyl that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just Wookiee and chocolate. I wouldn't mind getting some of that, but other than that, I pretty much got a lot of what I want. So,
sweet.
Kind of is the wife still on here?
I'm sure she is.
I'm at the point where I got what I need, and I really don't need much more the ingredients I'm looking for. So
that's kind of refreshing to hear.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't feel like you hear that very often. James, that's amazing.
Now,
You
There's
mean,
always room and wants, and
well, of course.
but I want to get the ones I've got right now, and kind of I'm still in the my biggest females I got that I'm going to be breeding are they're just over 900 grams, so I figure I still have a little while before I start pairing them. So uh, getting all the information and knowledge I can right now before I actually, you know, have my own clutches and
Get some experience with, breeding and get some more clutches under your belt, get to where you can, um, you know, have a lot of good experience with incubators and stuff like that. And then the more you
Craig.
learn, what's it say?
No, they have good experience with incubators.
Oh yeah,
Specifically.
you had a bad experience with incubators. I mean,
I know. I'm just messing with you.
I wasn't dogging on you.
I know you weren't. Those are all great things. Sorry I interrupted you. It just made me laugh.
But you start to get more experience, find out more about what you like. And the more you learn about the market and the more you do shows, that will guide, what the customers tell you they want, and what that will guide where you go with your breeding in the future. It's definitely a great idea to just get some snakes, get some experience, and then see where it takes you. I think that's very wise to not be in a hurry to buy a bunch more animals,
James is doing it really smart to do it that way. Because so many of us get into it, guilty over here, Kurt and I, and buy 100 of them and then go, great. We bought 100 of the things that we liked, but they don't make anything that anybody else wants. This is great. And then you get into a Patreon and they save your butt. So James is also on the right track there. But also, James, you are more than welcome with our whole crew, I know, to come and vend with us for experience and come hang out behind the table.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah,
because
it's cool.
It's a fun and wild ride on that side, but it's fun.
See, the wife, she signs up for the Etsy shows, and she sells we have like cookie kits for the holidays. Christmas is the one we usually do, and she's like, "Well, I got cookie orders, they're cake orders, so you'll be sitting here by yourself." So I sit there all day and usually do really good. So
awesome.
So you have experience being on that side of the table.
Yeah,
see,
it's
James,
cookies though. So,
but see, you're going to have a supreme advantage probably because not only will you be selling snakes, you could also have some of Brandy's sweets.
That just wouldn't be fair to the other vendors. I mean,
it wouldn't be fair.
You would clean up.
Really,
I was talking to her yesterday about doing the cookie kits that they can decorate themselves. So we'll have to throw those in there.
I like what Trina said. You heard him, sis. We'll see you at the next show. We will. Except for we won't be in Hillsboro to watch it happen. So that's going to be a bummer. Dustin's here. Hey, Dustin. And you are a great salesman. So anything could happen. But yes, you are welcome to hang out with us for sure on the other side of the table.
I was having a talk with a friend the other day about how there are a lot of ball python people that are not great salespeople. and the first sign is if you're going to a show, and I saw this even at Tinley this last week, where you walk up and down the aisles and you see someone just sort of sitting on their phone all day, not engaging with customers, not asking any questions of customers. And there's also, it's a big deal in the morph market scene too. I mean, a lot of people are like, complain about customers asking too many questions or asking for photos or asking for this or that. And I get it. A lot of those don't pan out, but you have to engage, and you have to, if you let their communication be the last communication, and then complain about not being able to close on sales, there's a lot to be said for being good at sales. Because a lot of times, we're trying to just take an animal and make it a perfect fit for someone. And sometimes all you need to do is put the animal in their hands, or ask them a couple questions, or find out what their concerns are, find out what their worries are. And, it's great to hear that you're a good salesman, because we need more of them.
We do. Speaking of Tinley, do you have any not local shows that you'd like to attend in the near future?
I've been talking to the wife, trying to talk her into going to Daytona.
Oh,
Don't know if that'll happen, but that's one of the ones I want to go check out. So yeah, there's Tinley, and there's the ones down in California, and but yeah, to me it sounds like the fun one is Daytona. So,
Craig, you been to Daytona?
Yeah, I've been to Daytona a few times, especially if you're in the Whiskey Bomb Network. Then if you're in the Whiz Tang clan, it's a pretty fun, or the Keys Constrictors group. It's a fun hang.
Plus, you get to see all those people in real life, and then vendors that you've been following on Instagram and YouTube, and it's just so much fun to meet everybody in real life.
And you've got a beach, so definitely pad it with a couple days so that you get to hang out on the beach.
There's a beach. That's true. It's not just all about reptiles, Craig.
Nope.
Gosh.
Nope.
I thought that's all life was about. Hey, let's take a minute here, and we have an ad to play. So sit tight. We've got a thing, don't we? Oh, no, I don't. Yes, I do. It's right here. I was like, great. It's not in this one. It's in this one. Are we ready? Let's go.
It's called EPIC, the Exotic Pet Industry Conference, and it's free to register at epic.live. EPIC is over 20 special guests across 16 sessions covering industry trends, marketing, branding, podcasting, and YouTube. EPIC is for pet keepers and breeders. It's for gecko and invert lovers. It's for snake and spider lovers. EPIC is for anyone who enjoys these amazing animals. Did I mention it's free? Register now at epic.live.
It's coming up in 2 weeks.
It's 2 weeks away.
It's crazy. Everybody in chat, go to epic.live.
Already registered.
Look at that. He's a man after our heart, Craig. He's already registered for Epic. Oh, it's going to be so exciting. I can't believe that something that we've been waiting for is now only 2 weeks away.
Yep, it's crazy.
Look, you already beat me.
I'm trying to soak up as much information as I can right now. So
there's going to be some information there. Right, Craig?
There will be information. Yeah, gosh. It's going to be a content bomb. We're going to have probably 17 sessions all told, although the opening and closing don't really count. So, but 16 sessions then of great content from a bunch of different people. And, everyone's going to want to go back and see the sessions they missed,
That is the greatest thing about this, because I think of conferences I've gone to for work where you have all those shows happening simultaneously. They're all happening at the same time, and you have to pick one, and you always miss out on one. And even if you send a friend to the other ones, you don't get the full deal. This, right. You can have the full deal. You get it all.
Yep.
And it's free. It's free.
What's up, Pat?
Pat's in the building. Look at that. Oh.
So let's talk about rodents a little bit. You raise your own rodents, right?
Yes. As soon as I got the lot of 10 off a Morph Market, there's a couple of times, bought them after that. It's like I need to start breeding my own. So yeah, I talked to the wife about it. She gave me the okay, and
That's great.
still not
So,
enough.
you breeding Norways or ASFs?
ASFs aren't
Well,
allowed there, so they're breeding
oh
Norways.
no, we're doing colossal field mice.
I see. Colossal field. Have you been able to keep up with demand, and what challenges have you faced raising your own rodents?
The challenge is I'm still learning how to put ones to the side to keep rolling. The Norwegians, I kind of learned my lesson on them. Stopped producing for a little bit there, and it's like, oh man, the females were starting to produce less, and so yeah,
It's hard. It's all about space is what it ultimately comes down to, right? You have to have enough space for everything, because you do have to have enough space to grow out your females and a few males here and there. And then you've got to grow out your feeders, and space is a real issue.
Yeah, it really is. And so I got caught with a situation recently where I hadn't been rotating out my females fast enough or often enough. And so the yield started dwindling and dwindling and dwindling until I was starting to fall behind. And so Nikki and Kurt gave me some great advice. And so we've got some new procedures in place that'll keep that from happening again. But when I first got into this, I thought, well, I'll just feed frozen thawed because I heard it's a thing. And then I realized that I have ball pythons and they don't like frozen thawed as much as they like live, and or at least, fresh killed. And so the rodent part was not part of my initial plan. I did not think I was going to have to raise rodents. And that's been the most difficult aspect of the journey for me.
It's the time consumer, right?
Yep.
So you have to find the joy in it. Hence me being crazy about these things, because I go out there and I try and see them as like little puppy dogs. I'm like, oh yay, I'm so excited to see you today. You're so cute and fuzzy. And then I end up out there way too long, as you all know. But it is a time consumer. Like even after this today, I have to go out and clean the grow out tubs, and that will take me a good long while because it's a process. Got to clean the one to put them in the next one, and then clean that one to. Guys, it's a necessary evil. I remember when we first got the snakes, and I said, we can have these things, but we're not having those things.
Yep.
I will keep buying them. And then I remember the first couple rodent bills that were like $100 for feeding just a few snakes. And I was like, oh my gosh, never mind. Next time we buy them, don't feed them off. We're going to use them to grow them and make more. Save your. But it is a problem, James. Like we're even struggling over here trying to find the sweet spot for saving the females and having enough growing up that aren't just, because you also don't want to grow them up and just have a bin of females that you don't need yet, because then their time bomb is ticking just sitting in a bin and you don't need that. So it's a tricky process. I feel like I figured it out with our ASFs that we have because we've been good about labeling them, but I have a harder time with the rats for whatever reason. So you're not alone, Craig or James.
Yep.
It is trickier. And sometimes it's even hard to figure out. Sorry, James, go ahead.
A rodent breeder with a collection of snakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
The truth. It's the truth.
When Miggy said that the other day, when he said, let's be honest, we're all just rat breeders with a side of snakes. There was no truer statement has ever been made. It's so true. We are just rodent breeders with a side of snakes. I mean, when you think about it, where do you spend most of your time?
Yep. Out in the
no doubt.
garage with rodents.
What causes you to have to do more laundry? going out to the rodent shed covered in dust and
That's
things.
true.
You guys don't have the problem I do. If something escapes and you have to crawl on the floor, I have all this hair that gets in everything. So it also causes more showers because everything happens when you go to
See,
the
I don't
rodent.
have that problem.
No. Neither does Kurt. But I'm also the one that, like, last night an ASF was out because it must have squeezed through somewhere, somehow. And guess who was crawling on the floor to find it?
Yeah.
Actually, Kurt was too last night because we were on a mission. No escapees over here.
James, what do you do for fun?
Have the kids come over, hang out with them. That is, go to work with the animals, and yeah, the kids come over.
Do they live nearby?
Yeah. Three of them is about a couple miles away. One of them's across town. But yeah, we try to have them over every Sunday and cook them dinner, and so.
That's the best. It's nothing like having family around, especially if you get to have Sundays together.
Yeah.
That's a happy dream. Right there. Do you for your rodents, do you use water bottles, watering system, buckets? What do you use?
Yeah, I use water bottles right now. I did get some of the tips for the bucket system. Just got to go to the local spot and get some hose for that. But yeah, no, bottles right now. Go out there every morning and fill them up and check them at night, and yeah.
You're an amazing human being to go out there in the morning and the afternoon. Wait till you have a watering system. That's going to be a game changer.
So great just to have it fed. But, then at the same time, you have to be extra vigilant. So I'm still going out there twice a day just to worry about floods or anything like that when you have a watering system,
It's true. That's very true. Kurt just had to turn up our PSI on our regulator just a little bit because the ones at the end of the line were not getting water after so much time. I don't know why. And so now I've been ultra paranoid, and I'm sending him out there at 3:45 in the morning when he goes to work. I'm like, you check those rats before you leave. I will check them again at 7 when I wake up. And then they get checked again when we get home and before we go to bed. So you're right. Maybe it doesn't really save time.
But those nozzles fail. And so it's not paranoid at all.
And weird things happen, like chewed water lines.
Yep.
You never know. Or the thing that we've encountered, which is good for you to know about, James, is once you get those nozzles that go in, I don't know what you call them. Sometimes they have managed to unscrew them a little bit. And then all of a sudden you get a drip. Have you had that happen, Craig?
Yes.
Yes. And then you've got to make sure that you're and they are. Sometimes somehow they work on it, and you get some crafty ones. They're smart and stupid at the same time because they're only really hurting themselves.
David's got the contrary opinion, and I totally get this as well. He says between time, space, equipment, cost to feed, not counting the biosecurity to breed rats, it's not worth it, in my opinion. And you're right. It just depends on where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's a cost factor. It's a space factor. And if you have great vendors near you or can, and you get your animals conditioned to take frozen thawed, things like that. Lot of moving parts in that equation. It's not, you're right, David. It's not just automatic. You have to raise your own rodents.
No, it's not. No, because you don't want to, if you don't even have like a little inkling of enjoying doing it, it's definitely not worth it.
Yep.
Wouldn't you say?
Well, I don't enjoy doing it, but I
don't enjoy seeing them out there.
I got a rat explosion right now happening, and it's pretty exciting out there right now because everyone decided they were all going to drop litters in the same week, and So that's pretty fun. And I do like them. I like the little fellers.
You just saved that, Craig.
What's
I was
that?
almost heartbroken over here
What's that?
because you know how much I love the rats.
Yes.
When you said that, a little piece of my heart just started to break off. It's back. I'm good to go now.
I
Wait
like
till-
the rats. I just don't, it is the hardest part of the whole deal. It is the bulk of the work.
It
No
is.
doubt about it.
So you have to have some little inkling of enjoyment when you go out there, or force yourself to enjoy it if you're going to do it.
Yep.
But you don't have to do it. There's plenty of other people that do breed them that you don't have to.
I have help. I have 2 helpers, and they do a lot of the rat work, which I had to do once I broke my back a year and a half ago. And so I had to have help. And so now I just really like it, but it is expensive, and at some point it might be easier to buy rats from someone else, to David's point.
Yeah.
But there's no one around here that I could do that. So I found a middle ground between the full savings of doing it myself and buying rats from another breeder. And I found a financial middle ground that I can live with.
See, that makes, look what David said. That makes sense.
Yep.
He also has 3 rat breeders with amazing prices. That is a no-brainer.
That's great. Yep. It's tough depending on just one.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a feast or famine deal.
Yes. There was the rat famine a while ago, like a year and a half ago, when nobody had rats. Do you remember that? Oh,
yeah.
That was terrifying. That's when we started breeding our own.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
James, you're going to love the watering system. What do you say?
That's kind of why I started breeding them. Is I don't want to rely on someone else to have to feed my animals.
Mm-hmm.
It feels really good to be able to feed your own and not have to worry about it.
And like David has 3 people. That's important, not to just put all your eggs in one basket sometimes, because you never know what could happen. Crazy things happen. Well, James, your next show you're going to go hang out at is Hillsboro, coming up next month.
Oh, yes.
You'll get to see the crew there. We will not be there, but we thought about driving down, and then we're like, gosh, that's just a long drive just to go hang out for a day. I'm glad that you're going.
How many hours is it from your guys' place?
About 4.5. 4.5 one way. Yeah. Yeah. How far is it for you?
Hillsboro's 45 minutes to an hour, give or take.
But Puyallup is a ways for you, right?
Yeah, that one's just right at 3 hours.
Yeah. So you get it.
So
it's a bit of a drive. They're both great shows. This April Hillsboro show is probably the best, though, I think.
What was that?
One of the best. The April Hillsboro show is one of the best ones, I think. Then after that, it's on to summer.
Oh, yes.
And we'll see you in July. So the next time we'll see James is July, Craig.
We'll see him in the chat all over the place like we always do.
We will. He's everywhere.
Yep.
All over the city.
There we go.
James, thanks for hanging out with us this afternoon. It was great getting to know you and to see Brandy in the chat and your family. And you only froze once and you didn't panic, which was great.
Nerves are still going a little wild, but
you did it. You did awesome. If you aren't following James yet, find him on Instagram. I posted his link in the chat, and I'll post it in the description when we're done here. We hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Don't forget to catch Sophisticated Ignorance next on the Wiz Constrictors channel. And tomorrow morning, you've got to come back over here for Show Me Your Rack when we have Juan from Windy City.
Ooh, that's going to be great.
And he's going to show some Wookiee, James. So you might want to see that. We're talking about Wookiee. You guys have a great afternoon. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you next time.
ups and downs, we stay strong. In your circle, that's where we belong. Lifting each other all day long. In this family, we can't go wrong.